Hello, everybody, and welcome to beautiful virtual Pensacola, Florida at Five Flags Speedway. We've got the Backmarkers ReScreened LLC Regional Late Model Tour. This is round 3, the Evil Empire SimSport Dash for Cash. My name is Jay Bast, and joined with me up in the booth here is Jacob Bradley, also on race control. How you doing tonight, Jacob?
Doing pretty good. I'm hoping that we're going to have a good race tonight. It's certainly going to be a fun one. We got some really fast cars here.
Got some really fast cars thanks to the setups provided by Team 53. And you could also check out the Backmarkers Racing League on Facebook at facebook.com/backmarkersracing. And if you want to join in on the fun, join in on the action, check us out on Discord, discord.gg/backmarkersracing as well. We've got just about 2 minutes left in this practice session for our drivers. Looking like we've got 20 drivers tonight, a great field. No one's going home tonight. We've got 125 lap feature race around this half-mile track. But first, we're going to do 20-lap heat races set by the qualifying grid. And top 6 are going to advance to the feature. And everybody else is going to duke it out in a heat race to set the feature grid. Just running a few more practice laps as the 88 of Kevin Baumler goes side by side with the 55 of Blake Galloway.
Looks like there's a little bit of team practice going on in Evil Empire. We have Blake Hoppy and Tyler Barnett trying to run some laps together. Those two are first and third on the board tonight, so they're probably going to be pretty fast here in qualifying.
Awesome laps all around. The top 12 are separated by just 0.2 of a second. The inches make all the difference on these short tracks. But I think we are in for quite a show with these close times in practice. Just about 30 seconds left. Everybody's gonna practice getting a little damage.
Just gotta have the cruise fixer really quick. Only 10 seconds to qualify.
Work out that aggression before the race.
As we go in here, who do you think's the favorite to get the pole there, Jay Bass?
Well, we're looking at last week's winner, the 85 of Bren Roberts. He did pretty well in his heat race last week at South Boston and managed to come home with a win. His practice time isn't that great, but I think when it counts, Bren can give us a good show. So I think he's my pick for the back-to-back. How about you, Jacob?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Tyler Barnett. He's had 2 good showings in the first 2 weeks. Dominated both races. Just had a little bit of misfortune. North Wilkesboro, he got on a different tire strategy after he spun out early, and then last week he fell out of the lead on a restart and then had some contact late in the race. I think he finally gets it done this week.
Absolutely. As our drivers are just setting their first times on the board. Got Jared Merchant and Bren Roberts with a 1683 and a 1684, respectively. Take this opportunity to thank Team 53 for providing setups. If you're looking to improve your understanding of cars and tracks on iRacing, look no further than Team 53. Team 53 has a driver development program to help you get faster on iRacing. Team 53 also offers setups for the late model stock, super late model, and silver crown. Check out facebook.com/team53wi for more information on how to sign up. And
While
you
you're
went
doing that
ahead and
ad
called
there,
it.
Tyler Barnett goes to the pole there by about a tenth right now over Sam Stoner. He put together a good lap. Bren Roberts picked up a tenth from his practice time. Big jump.
That was a great call on Tyler Barnett there. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's 3 poles in a row for that 13 machine.
That would be 2. Chase Berry got the first pole there at North Wilkesboro.
Slight correction there. Still a great showing for Tyler Barnett with his 1671.
So very impressive. He's going to lead a lot of laps tonight with that lead.
I do agree. Kevin Baumler in that 88 machine, setting his last laps here.
He goes P2 with that lap. Good time there.
Great time, absolutely, with a 1679.
He's the only other driver in the 16.7s right now.
Look at the blink as he rounds his final lap. Doesn't look like he's going to improve. Last lap being a 1684, so that P2 is going to be his grid spot. Remember, the top 6 are moving on to the feature race, 125 lap feature. And 7th and down are going to duke it out in that heat race. 20 laps to set the rest of the grid. Few more minutes left in the qualifying session. Sorry to cut you off, Jacob. Go ahead.
Looks like that's going to lock in Tyler Barnett, Kevin Baumler, Sam Stoner, Jared Merchant, Blake Hoppy, and Bren Roberts to the main event from that. Robert Bropes is going to start on pole for the heat.
Robert Bropes always has a strong showing in those heat races, so I'm sure the elbows are going to be out, trying to hold on to that grid spot. As we wait for final say in the starting grid, we'll take this opportunity to thank ReScreened LLC. If you're in the Southwest Florida area and in need of a pool enclosure, check out ReScreened LLC. They're offering a 3-year warranty with a bubble-free guarantee. Thanks to ReScreened LLC for supporting the Backmarkers ReScreened LLC Regional Late Model Tour. Few more seconds in this qualifying session of the Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash. Let's not forget that there's some money on the line here. Top 3 get some cash prizes. So we're not just duking it out for the glory. A little bit of cash on the line as well. The checkered flag comes out on qualifying. Let's grab some results. The top 6, like you said, Tyler Barnett, Kevin Baumler, Sam Stoner, Jared Merchant, Blake Hoppy, and Bren Roberts all advanced to the feature race. But starting on pole for the heat race here is Robert Bropst, followed by Blake Galloway, Sean Johnson, Ryan Rose, Steve Heitz, Sam Hubbard, BJ Sheldon, Jackson Samsel, Abraham Kalufa, Jacob Sadowski, Clifton Simmons, Dade Grajewski, Andrew Cowell, and Mike Meanies. Rounding out that grid. Ryan Rose is the name that sticks out to me, as he had a great showing in the first round at North Wilkesboro. Put on a great show for us, so think he can do pretty well in this heat race here. Again, 20 laps for these drivers to set the rest of the grid. Elbows are definitely going to be out. Let's see what we can do. Robert Bropst trying to hustle the pace car a little bit. with his early start, getting out of the way of the traffic. As the cars roll off. Robert's going to be doing some iRacing trickery. Don't bully the pace car, they have feelings too. Robert Groves and Blake Galloway side by side on that front row. As we take it one more to go. Taylor in the YouTube chat says hit the pace car, but luckily the iRacing pace car is just a figment of our imagination. He cannot hurt us, nor can we hurt him. As the lights on that imaginary pace car go out, pace car's gonna duck into the pit lane, and Robert Brooks and Blake Galloway are gonna take the green flag. Robert Brooks gets a great start. Unfortunately, some connection issues plaguing Blake Galloway. Can't quite see him. It looks like Robert Brooks has just about cleared him. So we move a couple rows back. Ryan Rhodes and the 51 of Stephen Heitz are still side by side going into turn 3 and 4. Looks like we're almost 3 wide as Stephen Heitz tries to stick his nose into the inside of 32. Sean Johnson. Blake Galloway takes the lead from Robert Brooks on that inside line in turn 3 and 4. Robert's going to tuck in behind him.
Yeah, if I'm Robert, I'm going to be a little bit scared with that blinking car there, but if Blake's fast enough, it's not going to matter.
That's a great point. It's super tough to race side by side with a car that's blinking like that. So hopefully they can keep it clean. Robert's going to back off and give him a little space.
Ryan Rose looks to the inside of Sean Johnson there for third. Yeah, about a half car length advantage.
Just about cleared halfway through the corner. Sean Johnson's on the outside, and the 51 is super loose. Gets a little tap from the 3 car of Sam Hubbard.
Oh, he's around.
And 51 goes around, spins to the apron. Are we going to see a caution for that one? He's
You got it back rolling there. It was just a 1-car spin out of the racing groove.
No harm, no foul there. Stephen Heitz is going to fall to the back of the pack and try to catch up here. So we look again to the front of the pack. We've got Robert Brooks chasing down Blake Galloway in turn 1 and 2 here. Top 5 have basically separated off into a single file pack. Jackson Samsel leading that second pack in P6.
Another car loose on the front stretch. Got gathered up, BJ Sheldon.
Robert Brooks getting really close to the rear bumper of Blake Galloway, but unfortunately he just can't consistently see where he is. I imagine Robert's getting a little bit frustrated. We're going to start seeing some red mist from him, I suspect. As he's trying to race that blinking car. He gets to the inside of Blake Galloway.
Yeah, draw even at the line there. Ryan Rose gonna follow him through.
Just about, but they're still side by side. Blake Galloway doing a great job of leaving Robert plenty of racing room. He's got to be aware of his connection issues as well. As I say that, Robert's going to clear, but Blake Galloway's going to give him a little touch to that quarter panel and get real close and test the netcode of iRacing here. But Blake is going to slip further behind as the 78 of Ryan Rhodes is going to get by as well. And Sean Johnson looking to the inside of Blake. Looks like he's going to get a little slowed down as Robert Brooks is in the lead of this race. And he takes the flag for lap 13 now. Just a handful more to go. Ryan Rose is pressuring Robert Brooks, trying to get the lead of this race and improve his grid position that little bit. Sticking to the inside of Robert. Oh, and Robert goes wide on entry.
He triggered his spotter right there. Robert thought he was going to turn himself if he cut down.
Great tactics from Ryan Rose, really putting the pressure on and pushing Robert all the way up the track. Robert's going to try to get...
Ryan's going to clear here. Robert may fight back, though.
Ryan Rose to the lead of this race. Just 5 laps to go.
Much like North Wilkesboro, Ryan Rose doesn't qualify well, but he certainly does race well.
Absolutely. So Robert Brooks is right on the back bumper of our leader, Ryan Rose, in that 78 machine. Sean Johnson having a tough time racing Blake Galloway, that blinking 55 car, for that P3 spot. Robert just looking for any clean air behind Ryan Rose. Just 2 laps to go. Robert's looking for some clean air anywhere, sticking to the inside on the exit. It looks like he's under pressure from Blake Galloway behind as well, as the 55 sticks his nose inside of Robert Brooks for second place. 78 car is going to take the white flag for last lap. Looks like he's got a strong enough gap to Robert Brooks. He is going to be able to take the checkered flag and win heat race number 1 of the Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash. Fantastic result. Ryan Rose. He was my pick at the beginning of this race. Robert Brooks getting some love after the checkered flag comes out. Awesome win from Ryan Rose. Let's take a look at some results there. P2 in the heat race is Robert Brooks in that 5 car, followed by Blake Galloway, Sean Johnson, Sam Hubbard, Jackson Samsel in that P6 position, Jacob Sadowski, Dade Grajewski, Mike Meanies, Clifton Simmons, Abraham Kalufa, BJ Sheldon, Andrew Cowell, and Stephen Hines rounding out the field in that 51 machine. Few minutes of warm-up for our drivers to get reacclimated to the track at hand. And a good point that we were noticing in the last few rounds is the drivers that get that extra bit of experience in the heat races really make some great moves in the race, and that little bit of practice side by side and wheel to wheel really gives some of these guys an advantage in that side-by-side racing. Tyler Barnett once again top of the timing tower with a 1684. Followed by Ryan Rose with that 1694. Close times all around. It's great to see such clean heat races. Everybody's racing hard for their positions, but lots of respect shown. And hopefully that can continue on into the feature race. We'll take this opportunity to thank Evil Empire SimSport, the title sponsor of the Evil Empire SimSport Dash for Cash. Evil Empire are an iRacing SimSport team started by a few buddies from Evansville, Indiana, and they've now grown into a multi-state and multi-discipline team, primarily competing with us in the Backmarkers Racing League and focusing on dirt late models and on winged or wingless sprint cars. Check out Evil Empire SimSports on Facebook for all the latest updates. Thanks again for that sponsor.
So who surprised you the most with that heat?
surprised. I gotta say, Blake Galloway did a fantastic job to keep it up in a great position without getting caught out by his connection issues. So yeah, that's my pick for surprise. Got himself way up there in that heat race. Let's double check the results once again. Got himself into P3, so he's going to be starting P9 in our feature race.
For only a 20-lap race, Michael Meanies, he gained 6 spots. He went from 15th to 9th. That was a pretty impressive drive through the field.
15th to the 9th. Wow, yeah, that's super impressive. Just being able to keep your nose clean on these short track races is a feat in and of itself. As we see some cars gridding up behind the pace car, getting ready to start the Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash here at beautiful Five Flag Speedway. So far in the Backmarkers ReScreened LLC Regional Late Model Tour, we've had 2 rounds and 2 different winners. 85 of Bren Roberts won last round in South Boston, and 33 of Caleb Durgan won in North Wilkesboro. So maybe we'll see a 3rd different winner here. Tyler Barnett was looking strong in both those races, but unfortunately had some bad luck and had some spins and some mistakes in the past 2 rounds. Hasn't been able to convert that win. I think Five Flags might be the track we see Tyler Barnett really show his true strength at these short tracks.
I think it's gonna be a game of tire wear. The setup is pretty grippy this week, so the driver who saves tires and maintains that momentum is gonna be one that's gonna be a force to be reckoned with all day. Tyler Barnett does a pretty good job of saving his tires. We're gonna have to see how he stresses that right rear on this run.
As you were telling me earlier, there's not a lot of brake application in these corners. It's only a half-mile track. It looks like it's mostly throttle modulation, so yeah, we'll see how everybody can manage their weight transfer and keep their tire wear in check as the 13 of Tyler Barnett takes the green flag and gets an awesome jump with Kevin Baumler just left in the dust on the outside, side by side with Sam Stoner. 65 machine is going to take that 2nd position. We're still side by side. 78, the 2 car of Jared Merchant, running through turn 1 and 2. Still side by side. 85 car is going to invite himself to this party as well. There's Bren Roberts just behind Jared Merchant as the 5 car slides up the track. Tyler Barnett and that 13 machine looking good out in 1st place. He's got a few car lengths gap to Sam Stoner in P2.
Front 6 look like they're going to be single file. I'm assuming that they're going to stay that way. Oh, contact, the 85 car in the wall. Looks like they gathered it up. There's some contact there coming off the corner.
85 car manages to gather it up, and he's on the outside there of Jacob Sadowski with Blake Galloway up ahead. 85 car still stuck on that outside, can't get to the bottom. The 420 car, Jacob Sadowski, is going to take that position. 3 car of Sam Hubbard, he's going to stick his nose in as well. 85 car still stuck on the outside. Just looking for a hole to slip down into that preferred lane. Can't find it. Robert Brooks in that 5 car switching lanes, trying to get draft off of whoever's faster, and Sam Hubbard is going to slide way up into the 85's nose, and that's going to cause Robert Brooks to go through the inside as well.
The contact 55 got into the 2, entering 3 there.
55 and the 2 still running side by side as well. Two cars going to get caught on the outside this time. 420 of Jacob Sadowski is going to go into the inside.
Jacob Sadowski's up 5 spots to start this race.
What a run for the 420 car. And that Miller Lite machine. Take a look at our leader, Tyler Barnett, in that 13 machine. He's running just about a 6/10 gap back to Sam Stoner in the 65, that BMW late model. And Tyler Barnett is going to encounter some lap traffic. That's the 57 of Jackson Samsel. See how they approach each other. Good friends, Tyler and Jackson, so I'm sure Jackson won't make it too big of an issue. Looks like we've still got some side-by-side action fighting for the 10th spot, as I see someone dart into the wall, and that's the 30 car of Mike Meanies. It looks like he got a little bit of help.
Yeah, it looks like he got it back going now.
Got it back going. We're not going to see a caution out on the field. The 30 car is going to dive down into the pit lane.
He cut down in front of Sean Johnson there, and they just hooked him into the inside wall, sent him up into the outside wall. I think he broke his right front suspension. He's really slow on the track right now.
Let's take a look at a quick replay. We see the 30 car and the 85 running side by side. The 30 car just grabs the wall on the exit of 4 and tags the 32 of Sean Johnson. Gets all crossed up and gets turned into the wall. Unfortunate incident for Mike Meanies. Looks like that's going to cause him to sit in the pit lane. He might be out of this race. Hopefully he can grab a repair and get back on track. But right now, Tyler Barnett still looking solid as he crosses the line to start lap 17 of 125. Sam Stoner closing that gap just a little bit, between 4 and 5 tenths now. I think Sam Stoner knows that this is a management race and he might be able to save a little bit more tire at the end of the race than Tyler. But like you said, Jacob, Tyler's really great at saving those tires. I think he's gonna have something to say at the end of this race.
There was a great side-by-side battle for 9th. Robert just cleared the 3 car. They were almost slamming each other into the wall for a while. That was 3 car into the wall out of 4 that time.
3 car is going to dive into the inside, try to get his nose into the 5 of Robert Bropes, but he's not going to be able to. Robert Bropes is going to clear him and drive away. Couple car length gap, and now he's chasing down the 7th position of the Jacob Sadowski in that number 420 car.
I think Robert just took it easy on that start. He had a little bit of a bobble with the 85 at the beginning, and he fell back. Now he's starting to pick up where he left off, use up a little bit more of that tire, start passing some cars.
We've seen a few aggressive moves from Robert in the last 2 rounds, and I think he's definitely calmed it down and just shown a little bit more patience here, and it's really rewarding him. He's back in that 8th spot, right where he started, and chasing down that 420 car of Jacob Sadowski. I think Robert Bropes is doing a great job here. So we take a look at 4th place. The 23 car, Blake Coffey.
Dive to the inside on the 3. He just dove down. He started 4th. He fell all the way back to 10th. Now he's starting to make some ground up as well. I think some of these guys started by saving some tire, and now they're going to start trying to fight through the field.
Jared Merchant and Bren Roberts were 2 guys that got caught on the outside and got shuffled into the back of the pack early on. And now we're starting to see them move back up and get into the groove and grab some positions back, as cars like the 3 cars of Sam Hubbard appear to be overheating their tires just about now. 2 car and the 85 car are going to be able to clear the 3 car of Sam Hubbard. And as I say that, Sam is going to stick his nose into the 85 and still fight side by side. Into turn 1 and 2. He clears the 85. And now Bren Roberts is going to stick his nose in as well. 3 car Sam Hubbard defends beautifully. Keeps that 10th position.
Jacob Sadowski's been trying to set up a pass on the 55 for the past couple laps. He can't get it to stick under him right now. Roberts trying to wait, but I don't know how long he's gonna.
I don't think it's going to be very long at all, as Robert Bropes is sticking his nose into the 420 car of Jacob Sadowski. And they're both being held up right now by the 55 of Blake Galloway. So Robert Bropes is going to grab a little bit of the wall. And exit a turn 4.
Sadowski got to the inside of him that time.
Blake Galloway got a little bit wide there. And the 420 car, Jacob Sadowski, is going to sneak on through. Grab that 6th spot, and Robert Bropes is going to follow him and say, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's 2 positions. Blake Galloway now down to 8th. Robert Bropes, P7, and Jacob Sadowski is up 7 positions from his starting spot, and he is now running in P6 on lap 31 of the Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash. Let's check in with our leader, Tyler Barnett, in that 13 car, still looking good. Don't see a scratch on that car at the moment. He's got a 8/10 gap to Sam Stoner in that 65.
Sam Stoner's impressed me so far. I thought Tyler was going to walk away with it with the qualifying time he put in, but it looks like Sam's been able to keep up with him in race pace so far.
Sam Stoner's another one of these guys that he doesn't always qualify the best, but he races extremely well. He can be consistent, but he also knows when to be aggressive. And I think right now he's just trying to find his groove, trying to keep his tires in check. And I think we'll see Sam Stoner be a real factor at the end of this race.
I know personally I've been working with Sam a little bit. He's been putting in a lot of work to get better at his race pace.
And it's really paying off with that solid P2 position. And shout out to Captain Baumler as well in the 88 machine. He's doing great. Blake Hoppy just about to stick his nose on the inside of turn 3 and 4. Cavin's going to give him tons of room, just try to get some momentum on that highest line. It's not going to work out for him. It looks like Cavin's going to try to save some tires. Blake Hoppy is going to move on through and take that 3rd position. Try to chase down Sam Stoner and Tyler Barnett up for the lead of this race.
Blake is another one that does a pretty good job of saving tires over a long run.
Oh, yeah. Blake Hoppy at Auto Club in the Backmarkers ARCA League last season was a force to be reckoned with. I flew by him in the first stint of the race thinking, oh, why is he so slow? And then when I ran out of tire, there was Blake just going through the entire field. So hopefully he can pull that off here too as well.
Blake certainly gave the Payday Racing chat a little bit of a scare that night after me and Cofield that ran up front all day. I was glad that Cofield could get the win, but Blake was certainly a force to be reckoned with at that end.
Absolutely. Awesome racing in all disciplines of the Backmarkers Racing League. We've got Monday night late models right now. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to have Tuesday night ARCA starting and Thursday night trucks. Don't forget Wednesday night dirt street stocks as well. Lots of racing on offer. The Backmarkers Racing League. Check us out on Facebook and Discord. Blake Hoppy gonna get around a lapped car. It's the 84 of Abraham Kalufa. There's Tyler Barnett. He's also negotiating some lapped traffic.
This is where the experience that Tyler has being up front is paying dividends. He's getting through the lap traffic pretty well. Sam is falling a little bit off through the lap traffic, lost about a half a second. But that's most likely a part of Tyler having a little bit better tires on this long run. It makes a massive difference when you have to pass these lap cars.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the lap cars have slightly better tires as they've done at least one less lap. So it can definitely be a challenge to get by some of these guys.
John Johnson's in a battle with the 51 car back here. They just exited turn 2 side by side.
51 is still on that inside line. 32 of Sean Johnson is just going to retain his momentum up high. Take that second lane and try to swing it around into turn 3. Looks like 51 is going to retain that advantage on that strong bottom line.
John's trying to take as much of the racing line as he can. He knows if he gets up in those marbles, he's going to be done, but it's going to be really hard to make that top side work.
As you say that, 32 switches over to the inside line and tries to take the position from 51, but 51 is just able to hang on. Blake Galloway gets stuck on the outside as well, goes a little bit wide, gets caught on those marbles and loses both positions. So Steven and Sean. Steven is currently up 10 spots in that P10, still fighting with Sean Johnson.
Yeah, he's had quite the drive through the field. He saved his tires early, has now taken advantage as he had a really long run to start this race. I don't think a lot of drivers expected that.
Props to everyone in this field for keeping this race so clean. We have yet to have a single caution, and we are just finished with lap 50. Tyler Barnett still sitting pretty, 2 seconds ahead of the field in the lead of this race.
This may be the first race that experiences a competition caution. In our late model league, we have a halfway caution if there is no caution prior to that. We haven't had any race to do that prior to this, and this one's hot on its way to. We're only 10 laps away.
It's great news. It's always great to see some clean, hard racing. And it looks like
Blake Coffey just made the pass on Sam Stoner. He made it pretty easy on him. I think Sam is out of tires. Blake's starting to come through the field.
Blake Hoppy doing a great job closing that gap to Tyler now. Looks like Sam Stoner didn't fight him too hard. He knows that he needs to cool his tires down and save a little bit for the end of the race. Jacob Sadowski up 7 positions. Sitting in P6 right now. He's got a little bit of a gap to Bren Roberts behind him. Also approaching some lap traffic.
Tyler Barnett is lapped up to 14th. And the next two are right in front of him. We could have only 12 cars on the lead lap when we hit this halfway caution.
Incredible pace from Tyler. And the top 3, honestly. That's crazy to see.
We have a car, looks like it's coming to pit road. It's the 3 car.
3 car, Sam Hubbard coming into the pit lane. Perhaps trying to take an early tire change before the competition caution comes out.
I really wouldn't have recommended it. He's going to go about 2 laps down here. Unless he's only doing right sides.
A big gamble for Sam Hubbard in that 3 car. We'll see if it pays off in the end. The 13 car gets by Dave Brzezinski in the 6. BJ Sheldon in that 72 machine is going to leave him some room. Tyler Barnett doing a great job to get through all of the lap traffic efficiently without burning up any more of his tires than he needs to. He's coming up on Jackson Samsel in that 57 Backmarkers machine. Gonna be real close.
As the competition halfway caution right there.
Caution flag is out. Tyler Barnett is not quite gonna get by Jackson Samsel. Across the line for lap 64 of 125 of the Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash. I'd like to once again thank our sponsors, Evil Empire SimSport. It's an iRacing SimSport team started by a few buddies in Evansville, Indiana. Has now grown into a multi-state and multi-discipline team, primarily competing with us in the Backmarkers Racing League and focusing on dirt late models and winged or wingless sprint cars. Check out Evil Empire SimSports on Facebook for all the latest updates. As it looks like our leader, Tyler Barnett, hits the pit lane, as well as Kevin Baumler and Sam Stoner, top 3 cars. Looks like top 12 came in for a new set of tires during this competition caution.
As they came in, I noticed that Sam Hubbard is still on pit road. He must have had some extensive damage that he had to fix.
Unfortunate to see. He's going to get stuck there. Going to get put quite a few laps down. Currently 7 for Sam Hubbard. Don't know if he's going to be able to come back from that. Cars leave pit road. Looks like Tyler Barnett is going to line up in the 3rd spot with Jared Merchant and Ren Roberts in front. Excuse me. The lap down cars are going to take to pit lane now. Andrew Cowell in the 43 car, as well as Abraham Kalufa in that 84 machine. Great looking Menards scheme. Love that color combo. Shout out to the OnlyFans car of 43 of Andrew Cowell. Another great paint scheme.
It looks like Jared Merchant and Bren Roberts have inherited the lead here. I think they stayed out.
Do believe that to be the case. I see Dade Grajewski and Blake Galloway still leading the field behind the pace car. I believe they're going to get the wave around right about now.
Those two are the wave around. The 2 and 85 are going to inherit the lead here.
Interesting to see this restart. I know the 78 and the 13 in that second row have fresh tires. I suspect the 2 and the 78 are going to have a tough time on this restart. As the lights on the pace car go out, he ducks into the pit lane.
Green flag, green flag.
The 2 car gets a great jump on that outside line, but 13 is staring down the inside of 85, trying to clear these old tire starters. Jared Merchant and Bren Roberts are going to go down to single file into turn 3 and 4. Ryan Rhodes is going to try to take it to Tyler Barnett, who has led basically this entire race. Tyler Barnett on the inside line in turn 1 and 2. Bren Roberts takes the lead from Jared Merchant, that 2 car. 85 car. It's a great launch out of turn 4. He's managed to get up to speed on those old tires. excuse me, it's possible Bren only took 2 tires. He did pit on this last caution. Jared Murch is on 4 old tires, so it's currently getting eaten up by Tyler Barnett in that 13 car. He's going to take that second position back, and he's going to chase down Bren Roberts for the lead of this race.
Taking no tires is a really, really bold strategy. He needed a caution immediately, and it's not looking like he's going to get it.
Seeing a lot of clean racing tonight, so I don't know if you can count on cautions here, as the 23 car gets a little caught up behind the 2 of Jared Merchant. 23 of Blake Hoppy is going to take the inside line and the position into P4 for Blake Hoppy. Kevin Baumler going to be the next one to get on the inside of Jared Merchant. Jared Merchant really regretting not taking new tires at this moment, I imagine, unless he's got a trick up his sleeve later on. We'll see if this pit strategy works out for him. 88 of Kevin Baumler and Robert Brooks in that 5 car, getting a little caught up behind the 2 car of Jared Merchant. Steven Heinz up 12 positions from his start, in that 8th spot on the outside of the 420 car of Jacob Sadowski.
Being word that the 55 of Blake Galloway had a flat tire, and he got a meatball.
Interesting to see.
He was one of the drivers who stayed out to take the waiver round.
Ah, okay. A little too risky there, so... that just goes to show you how impressive Tyler Barnett's run, being able to hold a 2-second lead with tires that are able to blow like that. Currently holding that 2nd spot. Maybe right side tires was the call. Bren Roberts is holding a 2nd lead on Tyler Barnett in that 13 car.
And what that's going to do, it's going to loosen up the car a little bit. So if these cars were facing a tight condition, that's really going to help them out.
It's funny you say that. A little bit of a slide on exit of turn 4 for Bren Roberts, so he's definitely feeling a bit loose. It's right on board with the leader. Smooth and controlled wheel inputs, but definitely a little bit of a slide on corner exit. Handling it well, though. Tyler Barnett is just slowly inching closer and closer. Let's take a look at some lap times. 3 or 4 hundredths in the last few laps, up to half a tenth that lap. So Tyler Barnett's 8/10 gap is quickly shrinking. Tyler's definitely going to be able to put the pressure on the 85 car.
That time they match lap times. I think if Bren's able to stay close to Tyler's lap times, it's going to be enough. But he's going to have to manage the tires and do so.
As you say that, Bren Roberts is going to catch some lap traffic. The 6 car of Dade Grajewski.
Dade was one of the cars who stayed out trying to take the wave around there. It just didn't work out in his favor.
Absolutely, and he's just going to take the high line and let these leaders go and let them duke it out. Tyler Barnett takes almost another 10th out of the gap to the 85 car of Bren Roberts. Tyler Barnett is a man on a mission right now on lap 87 and 125. Takes another half a tenth out of that gap. Bren Roberts must be looking in his mirrors and thinking this is inevitable. Love to see two different pit strategies converge like this. Bren Roberts on the 2-tire strategy and Tyler Barnett on the 4. Looks like the later on in this run, the bigger an advantage Tyler Barnett gets. But Bren Roberts is still doing a great job managing that gap. Tyler's not going any faster than 0.04 of a second. Catching is one thing, but passing is another. Let's take a look at this gaggle fighting for P8 and 9. Got Steven Heights up 12 spots in P8. Followed by Jacob Sadowski, who's up 4 spots himself in that 420 car. Sam Stoner rounding out the top 10. Looks like the pit stop really caught him out there. So we switch back to Bren Roberts fighting to hold the lead of this race from Tyler Barnett in that 13 car. Just under 0.3 is the gap. Tyler's getting bigger and bigger in Bren's mirrors. Bren's certainly going to be feeling the pressure. He's got to hold on to those rear, or those left side tires that he didn't change. Let's ride along with Tyler Barnett. That purple heat wave machine. Tyler is so focused and so smooth, and he looks like he's got so much grip thanks to those new tires. And thanks to our setups provided by Team 53. Team 53 provides Asphalt setups for the late model stock, super late model, and Silver Crown. Driver coaching is also available as well to help you get faster on iRacing. You can catch team owner Justin Laxton racing this summer in a late model, both in iRacing and real life. Visit facebook.com/Team53WI for more information on setups and coaching, and to follow along on his racing journey. Special thanks to Team 53, all of our sponsors here in the Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash. As Tyler Barnett in that 13 machine is just 0.2 off of the rear bumper of Bren Roberts in that 85 car, fighting for the lead of this race. We just about cross over onto lap 100 of 125. We've seen some awesome close racing tonight. Surprisingly low amount of cautions. As Tyler gets so close to the 85. 43 car. Andrew Cowell wants nothing to do with this. Goes straight to the high line to let these two leaders duke it out. Across the line onto lap 102. Tyler Barnett is within 1/10 of Bren Roberts in that 85 machine. Breathing down his neck. Tyler Barnett just looking for any way to get it. Bren Roberts taps the wall on the outside of turn 4. That is just going to give Tyler Barnett that single opportunity. He's a shark that smells blood in the water. Looks like Tyler's going to back off a touch after that wall touch. Just stay patient. Look for his window. Still a handful of laps left, and Tyler Barnett is going to get to the inside of turn 1. Bren Roberts holding on to that second lane. They're side by side into 3 and 4. Bren Roberts doing a great job of hanging on to his momentum, fighting for the lead of this race. Bren Roberts just about clear on the front stretch, but Tyler Barnett's got that inside line for turn 1 and 2, and that really gives him the advantage. Ren Roberts doing a great job of entering high, and the yellow flag comes out. Looks like Bren Roberts is going to hold on to the lead of this race for the restart. Let's see if we can jump back. Looks like Jared Merchant was involved.
Jared Merchant on those old tires that finally let go.
Oh, Sam Stoner just gets into the back of the 2 car there into turn 1 and 2. Gets tagged on the way around. Unfortunate incident. A risky strategy that 2 car played, not taking tires, and it looks like unfortunate happened. He's gonna dive into the pit lane, trying to take some repairs.
Yeah, had to go much slower than the other cars in the corner there. Just made a bad situation for him.
Absolutely, just that mid-corner checkup is never gonna end well. Unfortunate to see.
It ended an amazing battle that was going on between Tyler Barnett and Brennan Roberts.
I think we're gonna see an interesting restart here. Both of these drivers are fighting for their lives to get to the lead of this race. Tyler, I think Tyler was holding on to something, you know, hanging back just a little bit, biding his time, looking for his single opportunity to make sure that he can make his pass stick. But they were side by side for a few laps there before the caution came out, so we'll see what they can do. Once again, we'll like to thank ReScreened LLC, providers of pool enclosures and lanais in the Southwest Florida area. Big thanks to David White and ReScreened for supporting us as the title sponsor of the Backmarkers ReScreened LLC Regional Late Model Tour. Special thanks to all of our sponsors, ReScreened LLC, Team 53, and Evil Empire SimSport for bringing you this fantastic racing action this Monday Night Late Model Series. Looks like Jared Merchant taking some tires, learned his lesson. Bren Roberts going to line up on the inside. Lights on the pace car are out. When we cross the line, we'll be at 14 to go. It's the final stint here for the Evil Empire SimSport Dash for Cash, and the green flag is out, and 85 gets a great jump on the green flag, clears just about a car length to Tyler Barnett in that 13 car, and that's going to open up Ryan Rose to stick his nose on the inside of the 13 of Tyler Barnett into turn 3 and 4. Single file now for the top 4 cars. Tyler Barnett just breathing down Bren Roberts' neck, trying to get to his bumper. Super close now on the entry of turn 3 and 4. Activates his spotter. 85 is going to have the run on the outside.
Tyler's really taking a shallow entry into the corner. He's just trying to get ever so slightly on that 85.
I think that's pushing the 85 car to take an even shallower entry to the corner. Tyler's just trying to apply as much pressure as possible and force Bren Roberts into a mistake, but the 85 car is holding on beautifully well, not giving Tyler an inch to stick his nose in and grab the lead of this race. Again, Ryan Rose applying pressure. It's going to force Tyler Barnett to make a move and stick his nose on the inside of the 85, and he's going to activate the spotter. Can he get inside in turn 1 and 2? Not quite. 85 is going to retain the advantage. Exiting turn 4. Start of lap 118 now. 13's going to stick his nose in once more. Just let Bren know he's there.
That isn't the only battle right now. We have the 78 and the 23 battling right behind them. 2 by 2 for the top 2 spots.
This is the 4-car pack for the win right now on lap 119 of 125. 13 sticks it in. 85 goes super wide. Going into turn 3 and 4. 13 is still there on the inside.
Barnett's at the quarter panel. Side-by-side exit in this corner here.
Oh, looks like 13 got the advantage out of turn 2. He's going to dive into 3 and 4. They're still side-by-side. That outside line was working for 85 on the exit of 4, and it lets him stay side-by-side there, just about even.
Tyler's going to clear on exit. Here comes Blake Hoppy, though.
Blake Hoppy taking that opportunity, and he just taps the quarter of the 85 car. 85 car goes into the wall and falls way back into 8th spot now. It's gonna get eaten up by the 72 and the 32 as well.
The 85 has some right front suspension damage. It looks like he's gonna be done.
Oh, what a shame. Tyler Barnett doing his job. Tyler Barnett raced him well. It was Blake Hoppy just managed to get that close with their fighting and caused a bit of a stack up there. Tyler Barnett once again pulling a couple car lengths, and it sounds like a car's in the wall. Ryan Rose and Jacob Sadowski having some issues there on the second to last lap. But the 13 car is going to cross the line and take white flag.
Some massive saves in the past couple of laps.
Everybody's racing real hard in the closing stages of this Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash, and Tyler Burnett takes the win in that 13 machine. An awesome showing. He's really managed to stay in control of this race the whole way through, and it was extremely well deserved with a hard-fought battle with the 85 car of Bren Roberts as well. But Tyler Barnett is your winner of the Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash. That's round 3 of the Backmarkers ReScreened LLC Regional Late Model Tour. Our cars are going to line up for their beauty shots on the start-finish line. That's Tyler Barnett, Blake Hoppy, and Kevin Baumler rounding out your top 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at some results. That's Tyler Barnett takes the win, followed by Blake Hoppy, Kevin Baumler, Robert Bropst in P4. Stephen Heights in P5 up 15 positions. Wow, what an incredible showing from him as Tyler Barnett does his little celebration donuts. 88 car got in the way a little bit. Awesome showing for Stephen Heights up there in P5. Ryan Rose in P6. Jacob Sadowski, P7. Sean Johnson, followed by Sam Stoner. Bren Roberts, unfortunately, fell back to P10 after a small incident with Blake Hoppy there in the last few laps. P11 is Jared Merchant, BJ Sheldon, Clifton Simmons, Abraham Kalufa, Andrew Cowell, Dade Grajewski, Jackson Samsel, Blake Galloway, Sam Hubbard, and Mike Meanies rounding out your top 20 contenders. The Evil Empire SimSports Dash for Cash. Let's see if we can grab our winner, Mr. Tyler Barnett. Oh, come on. Oh, having some technical difficulties. Please hold. Tyler Barnett, Jay and Jacob up in the booth. You got us?
I do.
That was quite a show. You really controlled that race for so long in that opening stint, but that battle with Bren Roberts was spectacular. Talk us through it.
Well, first of all, I'm glad I gave you guys a good show. I mean, Bren too, he had great car control. You cannot discredit him. He did a great job on the outside, being able to defend it. I know I got a little squirrely, especially on the exit of 4 on the outside, like a lane up. So him being able to control it was very, very impressive, and I can only give props to him for a fantastic race. I knew after the pit cycle that 2 tires were going to be okay at the start, so I was hoping not a lot of cautions would happen where it just run down laps. So I knew my 4 tires would come in at some point, and that's when it started to come in, and then the caution came out when him and I were side by side, and I definitely did not think I was going to be able to hold on to second because outside is a little tough, but second gear start, they were starting in first, it seemed like, so I was able to pull away down the straightaway just a little bit, just enough to get almost clear of Ryan, and then have a good run on the exit of 2 to get clear of Ryan, and then set my sights on Brent over there, and he was battling hard. He was doing a great job on those 2 tires, especially when they were starting to fade away, those left sides, making the car pretty tight, it seemed like. And then I was just trying to manage my laps. So when it got to about 10 to go, I said, all right, it's going to be time to go. It's going to be about 3 or 4 laps before I have to make a real move. So may as well get started now. I know I have the better tires and better momentum on the inside when I have those 4 tires because I was able to rotate the car a little bit. But yeah, that was a fun race. That was a great race overall. And I needed this win. It was 2 rough weeks in a row where I kind of goofed it up a little bit. So coming back here to Victory Lane is pretty nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to have you here in Victory Lane. It's yeah, you're definitely right. This was so well deserved, and it was fantastic to watch the moment when you were like, okay, the tires are in, let's go. And oh man, what a battle. That was so much fun to watch. Anybody else you want to shout out real quick?
Well, I mean, obviously my team at Evil Empire SimSport, we got a 1-2-3, which is pretty awesome. I know Logan and Carter, Tyler, and Adam weren't able to make it this week, so unfortunately, they're gonna be watching on TV. But either way, podium for Evil Empire SimSport. All of our sponsors that go along with it, like Raise Energy, Skills VR, just everybody. I don't know if the glove company is watching, but Martin Gloves as well. That's hopefully a longtime sponsor in the league. Shark RC, and then all the other sponsors that go along with this league. I mean, just thankful for everything. Like, thank the Lord this happened.
Fantastic. Yeah, awesome showing. Great job. Congrats on the win. Any final thoughts, Jacob?
No, you finally put together one, Tyler.
Yeah,
I had you picked at the beginning.
I know. Finally, I finally got the rust knocked off a little bit.
Hell of a job, man.
Thank you, man. And hopefully you guys get a good broadcast out of it. Go get the other Evil Empire boys up in here.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let me drop you back, and let's go ahead and speak to Blake Hoppy, our P2 finisher. Blake, it's Jay and Jacob up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Hello, hello. What a finish. A bit of a tangle there with Bren Roberts on the last few laps there, but you came home for P2. Awesome job. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I felt like it was pretty average, probably the second place car all day. Tried to save tires on that long run and then found ourselves, I think they took all 2 tires or something, so we were kind of trying to bully our way through there. I didn't really mean to get into Bren. I felt like I had the position for the pass on them, and they were kind of throwing some chop blocks, but I think overall good day.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. That's just short track racing. It was it looked like a good move from our end, and that was a fantastic battle between Tyler and Bren as well, and that gave you the window, and you were just sitting back there waiting for something to happen, and it finally did, and you were able to take your move. So that was awesome to watch. Tyler mentioned this was a great showing for the Evil Empire boys up at Evil Empire SimSports. So anybody else you want to shout out, Blake?
Just shout out to everybody on Evil Empire, everybody watching. I hope it was a good show, and hope you guys had fun up there calling the race, and hope to have some fun next week again too.
Sounds good. I will drop you back with your teammates, and let's grab P3. Kevin Baumler, congrats on your P3 finish. It's Jay and Jacob up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you, Jay. What's going on?
That was an awesome run as well. You qualified super well to get into that P2 spot and came home in P3 after some a crazy battle, a four car, 5 car battle for the lead in the last few laps. What were you thinking at the end there?
Yeah, my heartbeat was definitely up there. It was beating pretty fast, and I was just hoping nobody was gonna junk it.
Yeah, that was an awesome show. Everybody's fighting super hard, and it's so great to see so many fast cars in the field that there's one point where there were 5 cars that could have won this race in the last few laps there. So congrats on that P3, a great showing from you and from all of the Evil Empire SimSports guys in the top 3 there. Great job. Anybody else you want to shout out real quick?
I'm fairly new here, so just gotta thank everybody that puts this league on, and you guys for doing the broadcast. Gotta give a shout out to Logan for making this paint for me to run.
Awesome stuff. And yeah, it's great to have you, and you put on an awesome show after having a lot of great pace all season, and it's good to have you up here in these interviews here. So I will go ahead and drop you back with your team. And yeah, that was quite a show. Those last few laps between Tyler and Bren and the rest of the field catching up when their battle was... everybody was catching their breath there. Even it sounded like Tyler was a little winded there in his interview as well.
Yeah, it was quite the race. When you have a long run, it really wears you down as a driver, but it did put on quite the show for us when we got some tire wear in there.
Yeah, awesome to see 2 strategies converge as well, with Bren and the 2 car of Jared Merchant taking 2 tires as well in that competition caution, with Tyler Barnett and the rest of the Evil Empire guys getting 4 tires. With the results, hindsight definitely tells us that 4 tires was the way, but I love to see people trying different strategies and just... as Larry Mack always says, if you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader. So we're trying something different. And yeah, but Tyler was just a bit too fast this time around.
I think Brent Roberts made the right call. He was running about 7th or 8th when he made that call to take 2, and that brought him all the track position he needed. If he wouldn't have gotten that contact with Blake, that's a top 3, and that's all you could ask for when you run a strategy like that.
Absolutely. Awesome race. Once again, just fantastic stuff out of this Backmarkers ReScreened LLC Regional Late Model Tour. Join us again next week, where we will be... next week is an off week. Join us again on the 17th. We'll be off next week, but April 17th we'll be back at New Smyrna for the M99 Graphics 125 Showdown. That's going to be a twilight race as well. Lots of great late model action. And thanks again to our sponsors, Evil Empire SimSports, Team 53, and ReScreened LLC. Thanks to everybody for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Any final thoughts, Jacob?
I think today we showed on a great race. I think this was the best example of driving standards that we've shown all season. Everybody's getting accustomed to each other, and I hope we put on a show for the fans.
All right. Hopefully next week is as good as this week. Thanks, everybody. Catch you later.